All right, so we ran through how to manually build a data structure and an accompanying variant controller. But it's a lot of manual labor. And look, I have tons of variants, right? That's a ton of work to do. So because Omniverse is kind of a large platform, right? You can also build tooling on top of this. So we built some Python extensions that just automate things for you. So we have these utilities, and these are all, you can go find the source code and look through it and see how it all works. We're not gonna talk about that in these videos, but let's just get this guy going. So I'm gonna save my scene now with all my data that I just built removed. So now I can just create a data structure. And then all you have to do is you have to tell it the folder where the prims are and the folder where the graphs are. It should default to that general location, but if you move these somewhere else, you just browse and find them. And then it'll tell you at the top what folder it's looking for. So it's the one with these files in it. And then I just hit create data structure. And then it's going to go build all of those variants. It builds all of my variant controllers. It names them after the variants that they're attached to. It builds my entire data structure one-to-one for every variant that is on an asset in this scene. And it has the options named and it has the behaviors named. And then another fun thing is it builds you a behavior library so you can use these to mix and match. So there's, for every variant on this file, there is a behavior built for it, and they're all named according to their variant sets. So now I have like a fully functional data set. Then I just say that. So all this did was just automated everything we just walked through about connecting data structure attributes to actual prims and naming things and connecting the graphs to everything. So now if another utility we built is this panel. So if I turn on the panel, this is a Python UI that automatically reads the data structure in my scene and builds itself. And these all automate the process of going into these categories and setting them to be active. So if you look at, let's go to rim variant type. If I set this to rim 2, you'll see current option was set to rim 2. I can just type this in manually still and go to rim 1, rim 2, rim 3. So this UI just automates that process of filling in what these options are. In other videos, we'll show how we use UI prims to do that instead of this configurator panel. But the important takeaway to this is like this UI has no brains. There's no thought to it other than all it does is it just looks at this data structure and writes values on the data structure. The actual variant changing that's happening is done by your graphs. So anything that you design could be writing to these data structures. It could be, like I said, someone on a website writing to it. It could be someone in a live session connected like through an iPad or something. The possibilities are pretty endless. And the system is built. It's an example of a system that can take input from anywhere and then do things with it. And then not everything kind of is in charge of one small piece of the puzzle, and it's all talking to each other. So yeah, we hope you dig into these and play with them and get some ideas and see kind of how Omniverse's pieces can be built and woven together to build a system that's stronger than this, more powerful than the sum of its parts.